Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, it's my co-host, Jake Twito.
Hey man, let's just all go down to Browntown. What up?
Browntown.
Man, I really just tried to find the best intro and I found the worst. But yeah, all right.
You need to come up with your welcome thing and just stick with that.
Cocaine.
Cocaine, baby.
There's an ad on my screen for cocaine. Oh,
Why?
Hotel cocaine.
Okay.
It's a prom show, apparently. I don't know anything about it. There's an ad that's blinking going, cocaine.
You need
cocaine.
ad block.
I've got it. That's what's wicked, dude.
Ad block works half the time.
But sure, you can't block is a daggone angry Denzel Washington.
That's right.
To pile drive and cut your fingers off and put stuff up your butthole.
Exactly. You try to kidnap one of his favorite little girls, and then you're gonna get murdered. Today's movie is Man on Fire. The last of our Denzel, Tony Scott themed episodes.
The best of them, in my opinion. I mean, this movie is like you watch The Equalizer.
Oh yeah,
this is the setup for The Equalizer.
Yes,
you know I love that series. If you ever want to do it, that's like John Wick.
The second movie's not that great.
It's John Wick with a black guy.
Well, that John Wick and The Equalizer, I think, came out the same year.
Dude, they should. I wanted John Wick and The Equalizer to cross. I wanted that so hard. Give me that. But also, no.
John Wick's in more of a more stylized world than The Equalizer feels like the real world, kind of.
What do you have to say about Denzel Washington's? The voice in my head, just to let you know, which we're getting off the rails. I don't know if you've ever seen interviews of Christian Bale talking about his car.
No.
He drives a 2004 Toyota Tacoma.
Good for him.
And he loves it. And someone's like, Christian, you drive this? And he goes, what do you have to say about a Toyota Tacoma? The greatest car in the world.
I wouldn't pick Christian Bale and Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
I don't see truck from him, but what do I know?
He wants to put a motorcycle in it. That's the deal.
Like, he wants to carry around a motorcycle?
Probably a dirt bike.
Oh.
But
I don't know Christian Bale as well as I thought I did. I wouldn't pick him for somebody like that.
He's a rofty, like, Australian kind of guy.
Well, he's from Wales.
Yeah, he's not. Sorry. I know he's not. I'm feeling like the way he acts is an Australian.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, let me be clear. I understand. English people, they just... Yeah. Man on fire.
Man on fire. Yeah.
Man, this is Denzel on fire. Dude, I saw this sucker in the theaters, and it made me poop my pants.
I don't know when. I don't think I saw this in the theater.
Dude, I never saw a movie like this in my life. This was in the time period where, like, my dad wasn't coaching, so we went to the movies every weekend. Best summer of my life. And then, like, next summer too, I think maybe like 2004. I think this was. I hope. Dude, I didn't know who Christopher Walken was. I didn't know who Denzel was. This movie was like, what the crap is this?
How do you not know who Christopher Walken is at this point?
Well, I knew. I mean, I've seen him in some stuff, but it was like, oh, this guy's awesome. Oh, this guy's awesome.
I feel this was
awesome.
Way too subdued for him, though, of a character.
I agree. Also, the only person I recognized was Mickey Rourke when I watched this.
Yeah, that was wild. I forgot he was in this movie. I was like, whoa.
You got positives and negs. Let's hear those suckers.
Well, first of all, we tell this.
Okay, I gotcha.
In Mexico,
Super rad bodyguard comes over, finds a teddy bear, protects it. End of the day.
I mean, it's close. In Mexico City, a former CIA operative swears vengeance on those who committed an unspeakable act against the family he was hired to protect.
I'm gonna give some commentary here.
Okay.
There's some facts in this movie that really is unsettling of children kidnaps. That's wild, dude.
Kidnappings.
I mean, that was 2004. in this episode of Getting Serious,
It's not to it's definitely not a movie that like promotes come visit Mexico City.
no, 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 no.
It does not give off those vibes at all.
No, it does not. Even though part of this was, I think, filmed in like Italy.
I'm sure it was. I mean,
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no way, dude. My stuffed bear. You can't see it. It's a Minecraft dog. He's over here. I ain't going there. I ain't taking my dog. God, it's so weird. Give me the pause negs now. Get me out of
positive
this.
review from Jax Matthews from New York Daily News. Man on Fire with a best ever Denzel Washington is the first non-religious sure thing to hit the multiplex this year. I guess he was referencing Passion of the Christ.
Never seen it.
What, Passion of the Christ?
Nope. Never seen it.
I haven't seen it all the way through. I think I know the story pretty well. Our negative review from Lisa Schwarzbaum. That name sounds familiar. From Entertainment Weekly. The movie's mortal failing is echoed in the religious metal PETA gives Creasy in a gift of innocent, uplifting love, finding heft or coherence within all the lugubrious agitation is a lost cause worthy of St. Jude.
Blah 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 blah.
What?
Shut up, you're an idiot. Yeah, why don't you go get on a boat and jump off it? Jump off the boat. Get on the boat and jump off. In the ocean. Jump off.
Not jump off a building, but just jump off a boat.
You know how Denzel got attached to this. I read this story a long time ago. Denzel went to the doctor, and Tony Scott happened to be in the waiting room.
Well, they had worked together like at least twice before.
Haven't seen him since they were on Crimson Tide.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
that's right. This came out before Deja Vu. We talked about this last week.
Yeah, it did. I'm sorry. I didn't even pick up on that until just now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ran into it and said Dakota Fanning's a part of this. This is just like Denzel Washington would be a part of this. They didn't go to the doctor. So, hey, guys, if you're a guy, go get your boys checked. You know, cancer's a real thing.
Was it a prostate doctor?
Nah, I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm pretty sure Denzel's got huge balls. So
Denzel is also going to be in Gladiator 2 that's coming out next year, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do a sequel to Gladiator, but
I hope it's good. I hope I enjoy it. But boy, hey, don't make sequels. Don't make remakes. Just do new stuff. That's my 2 cents.
And it's about 24 years too late, I feel like, for a sequel.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you have like a really good story that you're excited to.
Do you love Gladiator?
I do.
I do. I really do love that movie. That movie.
It's like such a dude movie to pick, but
it is.
It's a good movie.
It is, but daggum, man, that's one of the first movies I think.
That's the first movie I saw on DVD.
You know what? I think that's the first movie I saw on DVD.
That's like we're old enough to remember when DVDs first happened.
I mean, I went to the theaters and saw it.
I didn't see it in the theater.
I saw it in theaters. I just remember like that was the first time I asked my dad. I was like, "Why am I crying? Like, why am I crying in this? I don't understand it." And he's like, "It's a lot of adrenaline and it's sad."
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't comprehend. I'm like, "This movie's making me cry. It's an action movie. Why am I crying?"
This movie's also sad.
Yeah, it is, man.
And it has the Gladiator music in it.
Ah, the music in this movie is so good.
Yeah.
It's Harry.
I don't know.
Harry Williams is the name. It's like Gregson Williams.
Yeah.
Whatever. Great score. Really good. But this thing starts out with freaking Walkens and Washington. John Creasy catching up in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, it really starts. I mean, there's like a whole epilogue, really, of like saying, like, hey, kids are getting kidnapped in Mexico City, and there's stats and everything, and they kind of show you the players of this organization that are kidnapping kids, like in quick. There's a lot of quick editing in this, and like some.
Yeah.
And it basically shows you all the players that he's going to go after eventually in this movie, in that opening sequence. But it also does start with a conversation between them as well.
I think my only complaint with this movie is that the quick editing.
Yeah.
It's like
it can
Jason
be hard
Bourne.
to follow
Yeah.
the action and like understand where people are at in a room.
Walken's name's Rayburn. Paul. It's Paul.
Paul
Rayburn.
Rayburn. Yeah.
So they're talking about whatever else. They're catching up. Yeah, go figure. Mexico City's a little scummy right away.
Not a great place.
I hate that. But tells them like, hey, take this job. It's a bodyguard job. It's for a kid. A Mexico City automaker. Like,
yes.
Oh, that's
played
crazy.
by Mark Anthony.
That was Mark Anthony.
It was.
Holy crap.
I don't know if this was in his J-Lo era or not. I think it was.
No, he didn't seem happy. If you get that butt, you're happy.
Well, have you seen Ben Affleck recently? He doesn't look happy. That'll be a judgment call as to whether I leave that in.
I don't know, dude, but you know what? Preston, I'm on my A game. We're good. We're good. Yeah, she's got a huge butt, and he should be happy. But anyways, yeah, I forgot that was Mark Anthony. He did a great job in this movie.
That was pretty good. Yeah,
I hate him. I hate him so hard.
He's a slimy little prick. But
that's this movie. That's the crazy thing about this movie. Everyone sucks, but 3 characters.
Yeah, there's not really a good guy.
No,
because Creasy himself is not a good person.
I think that's what makes this movie incredible. And like Denzel is a Christian. I think at this point he started trying to pick his roles that were morally reflective, good, and complicated. I mean, I'm skipping ahead, but
give somebody a little bit of redemption because he starts out as like a huge alcoholic that wants to kill himself.
Tries to kill himself.
Yep.
I forgot that Creasy Bear pops a bullet, doesn't fire off, and he saves it. Like, that's some dark bull crap, dude. Have you read this book, by the way?
I have not. I've looked for it, and I can't find it on the my audiobook app, but
it's good. It's fantastic. It is not the same movie.
Right.
It's good, though.
That's just like The Prestige that I read recently. It's a totally different story than the movie.
It's a good read. It's a lot more French. I don't think the actor's French. I don't know. The feeling of it's more French, but that's so weird to say. He's a part of the French Legion, not CIA.
French Foreign Legion, not CIA. Yeah, that makes sense.
FFL. He gets hired. He goes and rides with Mark Anthony.
And we don't
interview.
Yeah, we don't realize that the conversation that Mark Anthony and his lawyer are having also at the beginning is about them planning the kidnapping.
Oh.
You just think it's like, hey, you need to hire a bodyguard because your life insurance or your kidnapping insurance is going to run out.
Yeah, like your kidnapping insurance requires it. No, it doesn't. It does not. You're just
his lawyer is a piece of shit.
I think this is one of the first movies I ever watched that like made a twist that hurt me, and it was like, whoa, this guy's doing this to his kid.
And if you pay attention to that first conversation, it's kind of telling you like, hey, it's easy. Just fire him in about a week. Nothing will happen.
You know how good that is, though. The first time you watch this, you go, "Oh, that's weird." And then you really think about it. I don't know. Movies like this are just incredible. The writing in this is amazing. The action's amazing. I'm going to keep on pushing how good this is. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. So he goes to interview with the family and gets kind of hired on the spot for almost no reason, even though probably because he's American, if I was guessing, because his wife is American.
And he makes a comment of, "Oh, CIA. Oh, okay," and likes that. Like,
But his alcoholism is pretty much known. That's why he's so cheap.
He tells him. He tells him, like, "Why aren't you available?" He's like, "I'm an alcoholic," essentially. And he says, "Don't mention that to my wife, and you're hired." A side note: Denzel Washington, I think, was contemplating quitting acting before this.
Why?
He's bored. He's bored. He just flat out
Bored.
was like, I feel bored with acting.
Jeez.
And he took this role and changed his mom.
Damn.
Yeah.
How good is life?
Yeah, no crap, right? I wish I was like, handsome and awesome and did that. Yeah, dude, come on.
I'm kind of bored with this really fun job I get to do.
You would kill for that, right? I mean, you're don't I hope this isn't offensive. Like, you're a theater nerd.
Yeah.
You're a thespian.
Now, I'm sure with, like, the grass is always greener on the other side. So, like, I'm sure there's stuff gets mundane after a while. Because, I mean, in the end of the day, it's a job, and you end up looking at it as a job, and there's stuff you love and hate about it. So.
Did you watch the movie City of God by chance? 2002. I'm not saying you should watch it. It's not the best. It's good. It's foreign, but like this entire movie is based off that movie almost visually.
Okay.
So I guess I'm going off like the boring aspect of they saw this and went, oh, we want the same thing. Like there's a real like cinematographical. That's not a word. We're going with it.
Cinematographical. Cinematic.
Expression of that like weird effect. But anyways, he gets hired. The two main characters meet. The girl,
which I forget how like Dakota Fanning was like a really good child actor. Probably the best that hasn't lost her mind.
She's probably the best lost her mind, but dude, her as an adult now, so good.
That's what I'm saying. She's like the one child actor who hasn't lost her mind.
Yeah. I mean, she was the most annoying person in the world to me at some point. I was tired of it. Didn't care. So good, though.
Yeah,
especially
really
at this age, she was great. Like, War of the Worlds was a year after this. So good.
She still gets like a birthday present from Tom Cruise to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she was in The Equalizer 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was kind of like a reunion of this movie.
Yeah, she's good. She was also in Breaking Bad. Breaking Dawn. Sorry, Breaking Dawn.
Oh, one of the Twilight movie. No.
Sorry. Yeah, that girl, man.
Yeah.
But she did so good, and she did her part. Like I think she
nailed it.
She took like real life piano lessons. She really learned swimming lessons and Spanish. Like that's a lot for a kid. Like that girl really went all out. But they don't click because Denzel's this soul.
Well, he doesn't. He's not expecting to be around long because we get to the scene later, but he's planning on killing himself in that house.
Oh, he didn't plan on it. He tries to do. He's straight up plugs. Plug. That's right away. That's like the first night that he deals with her.
Yeah.
This little girl's going to make me kill myself.
He does one day of work and then gets really drunk one night and then tries to end it and fires the gun and it makes an indent on the primer, but it never went off. And then he calls his buddy and is like, "Hey, have you ever had this happen?" He's like, "What you shooting at?"
Myself.
Yeah.
It's one of the only movies Denzel Washington, by the way, stays in character on set. I don't know how you do that, but that's
okay. So he was Denzel Washington.
Yeah, which I'm like, this is Denzel Washington. I'm like, yeah, cool. Glad you could say that, guys. Like, cool. Not like Abraham Lincoln over here. Cool.
Yeah.
So he takes her to school. We got the normal stuff going, but things start kind of clicking. Like he insults her at some point.
Well, he's basically like, "Look, I'm just here." She's just being a kid and she's just asking questions. And he's finally like, "Look, I'm just here to protect you. I'm not here to be your friend." Blah 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 blah. Like, and then she gets mad and gets in the back, and then
And that's after he tries to kill himself. He goes out in the garden.
Yes.
And she sees him and she starts to understand this guy's
He's
hurting.
not doing great.
I love that, dude. This movie's so good.
Yeah.
I don't have a negative thing about this movie apart from feeling sad and being hurt.
Yeah. So the next day he's driving the mom and the daughter.
You get a little Tellerino all of a sudden.
The what?
A Tellerino. There's a car behind them telling.
Oh, yeah.
Tellerino. This is a Mexican movie, you know? Tellerino.
I don't think that's a word. There's a car behind him that looks suspicious, and he asks for a pencil, and she realizes why he's asking for a pencil, and
she writes the daggum thing down.
Does.
This rules. This is so great.
Yeah, because she's a very smart child.
They end up going to the swimming contest.
That's right. And
she's awesome. She's good, but she's afraid to jump.
Yeah, he watches her swim. He's waiting to pick her up from swim practice and notices stuff. And then her parents go on a business trip, and this is when they really start to bond, as he helps her not jump off the block and swim. And we get a montage of them basically becoming very close, and he's basically raising her a little bit while her parents are out of town and helping her with swim and homework and all this
movie
stuff.
Sucks. Like, they really make you love that.
Yeah.
And like, she goes to another thing. No, she invites him to school.
Yeah.
And he goes, and the priest is like, "You need to know the Bible." And much like Book of Eli, he knows verses, quotes them. Mm-hmm. He's a man of God. It's like, he's just living it, doing good. And also, I need to make sure I tell you, I know that Christopher Walken is awesome. Marlon Brando was supposed to play him.
I'm glad he didn't, because Marlon Brando was a real piece of shit at this moment in time. Yep.
And also, other Denzel people, the Creasy Bear role. Tom Cruise.
I'm sure Tom Cruise got every call that Denzel got.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Will Smith. Bruce Willis.
Just anybody from the late 90s to early 2000s. That was
Those are the only 5 people that were a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Got it.
Tom Cruise is too short.
And you know what? Does Tom Cruise...
Will Smith was too young.
And he ain't slapped nobody yet.
Yeah. He does. Tom Cruise has a tooth right in the middle of his face. So, yeah.
Bruce Willis was too cool. So, he's going to take her to piano lessons at some point. Like, they bonded, dude. Like, you love these characters.
And her dad...
being so pumped.
Her dad wants her to play tennis. No, he wants her to play piano. She wants to swim.
Piano lessons. Yeah.
So Creasy is like, "Hey, you're going to this real snooty little dude, just like burp every once in a while, mess up a lot, and you're gonna offend every sensibility he has." So he takes her to the piano lesson.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Like I every time I don't know how many times I watch. It's too many.
Yeah.
But it's like the first time I saw it, I feel that panic of, oh shoot, there's cops coming. There's cops coming. There's federales, and there's this guy. There's this car that's been following him, and he knows it's that car. And him telling her to go back in, he gets shot right away.
He does there's been a theme throughout her training is that when the gun goes off during her swim meets or whatever, she jumps a little bit. And then that's what's holding her back on her thing. So, they bring that back with, when she comes out of the piano place, he picks up his gun and fires it and tells her to run.
Rhymes that sucker.
Yeah. And then...
Don't work. She gets kidnapped.
He gets shot.
Dirty cops.
He kills 3 or 4 dirty cops, and the cops think they have something.
And the gunman in the car.
Yeah.
But they take him and they're parading of, we got the guy that did this. He kidnapped her.
Mm-hmm.
How? I don't remember here. He's the suspect. How do they get him to the veterinarian office?
I don't think there's a vet in this.
They take him out of the hospital where the crooked cops are. And there's an AFI agent, the Miguel. Sorry. Wow. Miguel. Manzano. like gets him to the clinic to keep him away from the corrupt police.
I don't remember that part, but
it's quick, but like he identifies no.
Yeah, that Miguel's guys that is what's his name from Casino Royale? His character's name in Casino Royale.
Giancarlo Gianni.
Sure.
I think that's him.
Mathis. He's Mathis in Casino Royale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even realize that. Okay.
But yes, apparently I don't necessarily remember that part of the clinic, but like they have a plan to get him across the border to a naval hospital, and he's like, "No, I'm not going. I ain't gonna do it."
Yeah. At this point, you see the main villain, which this is the only fault I've got. The voice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
it's a guy with a cell phone.
Yeah, he leads some underground kidnapping thing, and he wants $10 million, which the dad, Sam, says, yeah, I'll do it. And he works with the police, but the...
Because he thinks he's about to get his insurance paid out, and he's going to get his daughter back.
Yeah, dude, it's the worst. So...
Yeah.
Makes you feel weird, man.
So they go through this whole process of like, go to this place and do this thing and leave the money in this trunk and blah, 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 blah. You know, it's a kidnapping scene in a movie.
Don't worry, Creasy. Now we're going to interrupt this.
But there is, within the process of this, there's a shootout at the drop between unknown parties, and the voice tells him that the daughter is dead. Yeah. Because you brought people and my money got stolen.
To which, at that point, Creasy's calling Rayburn, Christopher Walken, of give me all the guns. Mm-hmm. Every gun, give it.
And there's literally a scene where he buys all the guns and primers and detonators.
Is so freaking fun, dude. Oh man, I'm like, dude.
That 9 Inch Nails guitar riff.
Like, yeah, John Wick owes this movie for this.
Kind of.
Michael Bay was supposed to direct this, by the way.
Oh God, I'm glad he didn't.
No kid. I mean, like, this is a movie of so many. Thank goodness you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like this movie blurs a lot here because there's a lot.
It's a slow start to get into the inciting incident, but like it picks up after this. Like it moves quick.
Yeah, he's got a reporter that's on his side. That's the whole connection. Sorry, her name's Guerrero.
Okay,
I think
I can't remember.
Yeah, Guerrero, because she's the one that talks to the police person that got him out of there to really help him.
And she's feeding him information. So the first guy he goes after is They figure out the license plate on the car, and then they track him down, and Denzel straps him in the car, and drives his car off to a what looks like a junkyard, and has him strapped to the steering wheel and says, "Hey, I'm gonna ask you some questions. If I don't like it, I'm gonna start cutting fingers."
Up your butt.
Well, no, that doesn't happen yet. This is cut off your fingers, guy.
Yeah, strapped to it. Ooh,
he's like, bad. I got a knife, then I'm gonna start cutting fingers, and I got this cigarette lighter that's gonna stop the bleeding. So,
that point, this is the point that like this movie goes from like, yeah, this is good to, oh my god, what am I watching?
Because you get like blood splatter on the windshield, and
it hurts.
Yeah,
and I think right after this is where Creasy tells Peeta's mom, who I can't remember, Lisa, I'm going to kill everyone involved. They're all going to die. Like, everyone will die.
Well, no, he hasn't had that meeting with her yet. It's only after, like, the second guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kills that guy, and then the federal police guy, he figures out, like, oh, he's going after these guys. Like, and they're all part of this organization called La Hermandad, which is like a brotherhood in the Mexican police where they're all dirty cops.
Yep.
Second guy he goes after is the head of this organization, who was the main detective on this is the big fat guy.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I'm skipping. Yeah.
This is the big fat guy who was the actual detective on the case, and his crew likes to steal the money from the drops that they do. He's like, we've done it before, never had an issue, but they had an issue on this one. So Denzel takes him and straps him to the trunk of a car and takes a little plastic charge, and he's like explaining it to him. He's like, this is a little charge. Inmates use it to stuff stuff up their butt and hide it. This is a little pencil detonator. This is a little receiver. This is C4. Put it all together, you got a bomb.
I don't know if you know this or not, but that's how this movie was supposed to end. The original ending is Creasy doesn't die in the car. They make it to the guy's house and they talk. But Creasy has a bomb suppositated in his butthole.
Oh, yeah.
That's seriously. I wish I was joking. That's the original ending.
That sucks.
Yeah. And he's like, Tony Scott was like, we can't do this.
You can't do that. Film. Yeah.
No. Well, he goes, this is where he goes ham.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the club. No, he got the guy in the club from there.
That's right. I'm sorry. He goes to the club first before he does that guy. So
yeah. Sorry. All this blends.
It blurs together.
Like, you're dead. But what ends up happening is Manzano finds Rayburn. The cop talks to
Denzel's buddy,
freaking Christopher Walken. He's like, oh, he's an artist to death. He's about to paint his masterpiece. How's that? Is that any better? Am I getting there? Nah.
Creasy's art is death, and he's about to paint his masterpiece.
Creasy's a painter. He got the masterpiece. That's it, right?
Can we just take a side tangent? Christopher Walken was totally miscast as the Emperor in Dune.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you wasted a lot of money on that role. But
it's not a movie that needs a big actor.
Right.
Either. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, that's where you pick a weird unknown to do that.
Because he's in, like...
fits.
Yeah, he's, like, in it for 10 minutes, maybe. But anyway.
I still haven't seen Dune 2, by the way.
Oh, it's great, dude.
I suck.
So,
he
goes to a rave, and...
Yeah.
These are just some lackeys that are, like, the holding people. And they're
the people that did the kidnapping.
Yeah, they're part of the crew that does the kidnapping, but they're really the people that just hold the girls until they get them to a different place.
Yeah.
They're the place that the girls get dropped off to first. And within that, he gets a debit card that is tied to an account that is getting money put into it, and that's how they get paid, is they just get money out of this account. So after he blows up that rave, he hands it to the journalist lady and says, "Can you figure out, who's putting money in this account?"
And before that, from the bomb and the butt boy.
Well, no, the bomb and the butt boy is after all this.
No, it's before it, because that's where they figure out Samuel's involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So the bomb and the boy happens. He goes and searches a home and finds a lawyer.
That's the lawyer's house.
Finds his lawyer decapitated. Yeah. And there's a fax, the bank account that leads it back to Samuel.
Mm.
And that scene where he goes and talks to them, like, that's so intense. They told me they weren't going to hurt her. I need to settle my dad's debts.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa, the mom, is like aware. She's like, kill him. That whole scene of, hey, this one didn't do anything for me. It might do something for you. And that gunshot happening, dude, that's one of the craziest.
That's pretty wild.
As well. But that's where then after this, they go to the ATM. I thought it was the opposite, but go to the ATM and they're able to find out who the voice's wife is. and his brother.
And shoots that guy's hand off with a shotgun.
Yeah. This is one of the first like violent movies I ever watched.
Yeah.
And I was not, I mean, it sounds wrong, but it was like, whoa, you can show that? Whoa, this is great. This is cool. That sounds wrong, but you get it. I'm not weird. But he ends up taking the voice's wife and brother hostage.
Yeah.
From all this.
And he finally has a conversation with him. He's like, and they keep at like, what do you want? It's like, hey, dude, I just want you. Just me and you in a room. That's all I want. And he's like, I'll give you the girl. He's like, what girl? It's like,
she's still alive.
Here right now. He's like, okay, well, ask her what she calls her bear. And then you tell me what she says. And he says, Creasy Bear. And that's how he's like, oh, shit, she's alive.
Dude, this is the worst. This is the worst thing in the world now. Like, you've gone through hell and back with this character. You love him. You like, and the trade is you're and my wife and your brother for the girl.
Yeah.
And he agrees to it. Lisa comes to help him. They drive to an overpass, and the trade-off happens.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene when the two of them pass, that's the most crushing thing.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I guess, for better or worse, he gets in the car and he dies.
Yeah.
I feel like this wasn't enough time to cover this movie, but it was
that's what happens. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like the movie hits at some point and it's just action. It's just action.
Yeah.
There's no story.
Like I said, it takes. There's a little bit of build up before we get to like why we're here. But once it does, I think it's like at the 30-minute mark, maybe an hour mark, maybe hour and a half. I don't know. It was probably like the 30-minute mark or whatever. But like the last 2 hours or however long, it's just like bang, bang, bang. It's like a 2.5-hour movie.
There were 3 huge deleted scenes. One was Samuel cutting the lawyer's head off. They didn't leave it in.
Okay, I saw the katana on the table, and I was like, okay, well, somebody just went, and I just assumed it was like somebody in the cartel or something.
2 sex scenes.
It's not needed.
Lisa and her husband.
Yeah.
And Creasy and Lisa.
Oh.
It sounds like all the editing in this was perfect. They took out so much dumb things.
Yeah.
If this movie ended with him having a butt bomb.
That sucks.
Ain't no way.
That sucks. That's
ain't
not
no
good.
way. Funny you said that about Christopher Walken in Dune, though. Giancarlo Gianni also played the Emperor of the Known Universe in Dune. In Frank Herbert's miniseries.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, in the miniseries.
The miniseries. Yeah.
I was about to say not the David Lynch crazy ass high on cocaine Dune.
No. And then so in my notes here, I went back because I was like, who else is supposed to be this? And I saw it and I was like, I wonder if there's anybody else that's really supposed to be in this. Dude, every action person in the world was supposed to be John Creasy. From Arnold to Sylvester, Kurt Russell, Michael Keaton, Alec Baldwin. Probably would kill someone on set. Viggo Mortensen, Liam Neeson, Gary Oldman, Sean. It's like, jeez. I don't think this movie would be the same without Denzel Washington.
No.
It would not have nearly the anything.
And you needed somebody like, I think Denzel was in his 40s or 50s when this came out. So
late 40s, somewhere around there.
In his 50s or something.
Yeah.
You needed somebody that age for this role.
Yeah. This is a 9.3. I mean, it's up there.
It's an 8.5 for me.
It's
a good movie, but it's not perfect.
No, it's not. It's got problems. And I think a lot of it's like, I'm so stuck on the first time I ever saw it that I can't knock it more, but it's good, man. I'd recommend it. Everyone should watch this. If you like action, you like good drama, it's good.
Well, now we move on to what are we watching?
Oh, Preston, been watching The Boys.
The Boys. I still haven't watched
The Boys, but I'm more excited about The Bear coming out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I know you watched The Bear.
Every episode.
I need to start that.
It's so fun, dude. It's so good.
There's only 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, this is the third.
Okay.
Yep. I'm enjoying The Boys. Personal take, I think the writing got lazy some.
That's what I've heard.
Which it's so, like you read stuff and people are outraged about. I don't know. This is weird. Like, just watch it and whatever. But
you know what The Boys is at this point. Like, there should be no outrage. You know they're going to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I enjoy it. I know that I think the writing has gotten lazy, dude. I still love it. I don't care. I know what I'm in for. It's great. It's very predictable. Even just don't care. It's fun. So that's about it. I hadn't done jack squat on that.
I am continually disappointed by The Acolyte, but
I'm never gonna start it. Ain't never gonna do it now.
I shall soldier on. Cause
you gonna boy tell him?
No.
Soldier boy tell him?
Cause there's potential. There's so much like. But it's just, it ends in, like, the episodes end in, like, so abruptly that it's like,
yeah.
Why? But anyway. I rented Kong X Godzilla, The New Empire, so I'm going to watch that tonight.
That'll be fun.
I don't know why they just call it Kong and Godzilla. Like, what is X?
Yeah, like you haven't ever done the X to see.
It's like I understand, Kong or Godzilla versus Kong or whatever, but like, what is X? Like, just put and.
Have you watched Godzilla -1?
Yes.
Good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I saw it and went, ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Like, Netflix was just like one day, like, yeah, we got Godzilla -1. Here you go.
Give me your dinosaurs.
Yep. That's all. And I know what that movie's going to be. It's just bright colors, huge animals yelling at each other and punching. That's all I want. Also, all I want is the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee, where it's just Transformers. That's it. Transformers on Cybertron. It's good.
Honestly.
It is really good.
Okay.
But
yeah, I need to watch it.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. We'll be off next week.
Summertime.
We'll come up with something to do when we come back.
We're gonna watch Kung Fury a second time, everybody.
Nope. I hate that so much.
Oh, got a Captain
Skyman. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Preston, you got anything to say while we close out? And you know what? If you can find us online, Instagrams, where are we at, Preston?
We're if you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram. You can like and subscribe on the YouTubes and leave comments.
Whoa. YouTubes, eh?
YouTubes, yeah. There's even comments I can't see for some reason.
That's her mine. I leave them every day. Oh, I make them at night, Preston, with my grilled cheese.
I'm making them at night. Like I said, yeah, we're off next week, but we'll be back with something. So, Jake, do you have any final words as we close out?
Play an A minor 7 chord on your piano and poop your pants.
Okay.